We're just going to have a quick chat, and I want to start with this quote. This is a quote that's coming from Emmanuel Petit, former Arsenal player. He said this: "If you don't give the control to Emery, allow him to oversee a revolution, give him the power to bring in new players, to help him change the style on the pitch, then why create all of this mess? So why did they sack Arsene? If you sack the manager, you need to start a revolution." So are we seeing a revolution at Arsenal, or are we seeing a stagnation and a continuation of what happened before?
Well, I think where we are, this is the half-term report, isn't it? Halfway through the sort of school term, we find ourselves 5th position, 1 place above where they finished at the end of last season. I think the team is at the top of the team is outstanding, but the midfield needs strengthening and the defence needs money spending on it. Leno isn't an upgrade on Petr by no means. We're just saying, celebrating his retirement this week. So there's an awful lot of work to do. And I think what Manu Petit is doing here is basically saying, well, look, that change had to be made. Arsene Wenger went. And he has to now. He's probably anticipating what's going to come next. Because Emery, if he's got anything about him, will be making demands on the owners, on the board, that he needs more money to spend. Because radical change needs to be created. Otherwise, it's going to be mediocrity for Arsenal for too many years to come. They're facing Chelsea here today, a team that, since Arsenal won the Premier League in 2004, have won it 5 times. Arsenal have won 4 FA Cups. It's not good enough that Arsenal are no longer champions. We've got a proud former Manchester United player here. They've got hot under the collar, haven't they, in recent years, where they haven't been at the level that they should have been at, and now it's coming back maybe a little bit with another manager. It's no different here at Arsenal. Arsenal have slipped massively, and this manager has to be given the reins to do that. And he needs money. He needs power to create change.
Yeah, I agree with it. Most of the stuff that you just said there, Martin. But one thing is, as well, you get a new manager. Yeah, you want to back him. Get him to spend some money. It's a fantastically well-run club. Profits.
Is it well-run?
Money in the coffers, in terms of money, financially, right. They've got money in the coffers. But it doesn't matter. Sometimes you think so. Does it really matter how much money Arsenal have got? Because the common theme of this football club is, we've been saying it since your era, is we've been saying they've got good attacking players, but through the spine, midfield and at the back, don't know what's going on. They never, ever, ever, even under Arsene Wenger, since the likes of yourself and your era, Sol, Patrick, Emmanuel Petit, etc., they've never, ever, ever had a solid spine for this team that you could rely on, or you could say, you know what, that team there could go and fight anywhere away in this league. They could go to any stadium and actually just have a fight physically and get through a game like that. They could play teams off the park at times, but they'd never had that consistency.
I think Emery's tried to do that. I think he knows. I think he recognises where the problem is. It's now about backing him, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's about, you know.
But they're not, though. He's already said that he's unable to make any permanent signings.
Well, he spent £65 million in the summer.
That's not much.
Well, no, but it's a start, isn't it? And maybe they're looking at the players he bought, but where they're his purchases. This is something that's not really clear from Arsenal. Who's buying the players? You know, a lot of the players that we were told that they were identified in October. They went on a 22-match run, and there was an announcement how pleased they were with the manager and how things were going. Well, since then, they've lost games of football. They've lost the last 3 away games. The problem is still in the team, and the manager's not really able to change it. I think defensively they should be a whole lot better. I expect them to be better today, and I wouldn't be surprised if they can win today. But the problem isn't here. They're about to win perhaps their 5th home game on the bounce. It's away from home, and it's that determination, solidness, call it whatever you want. It's not there, and either he finds it in the players that's there, or he changes the players.
Martin, how does Unai Emery, you mentioned early on there when you was talking, he needs to put serious pressure on the board. How does a manager go about doing that? Surely once he's filled the role as manager, you'd have made it clear what he wants, and he will be doing basically what he's told.
Hold on, can I just say something quickly? There's no way Emery would have come in this club and signed for Arsenal knowing that in January, this quote he would have said recently, that I have no money to spend.
He can only make loan signings.
He can only make loan signings. There's no way he would have signed knowing he was going to say that in this window. So
unless this is part of his plan as well. I mean, I can't imagine it is.
Well, it's a shot across the bows from the manager, isn't it? Because he's making it public, which is really embarrassing, isn't it?
But is there a grand plan that we're missing here somewhere? That January is a hard time to buy players. You don't necessarily get the right player for the right money in January, and they're being sensible. Yeah, it doesn't not say it can't happen, but you have to really have a specific target, don't you? And you go and get that player, or you get no one. Maybe maybe they, as a club, are thinking the summer is the time to do our business and do it properly.
Yeah, but then that's fine if the money's going to be there. And I'm just sort of preempting what must be coming, because he's not necessarily been a company man, has he? When he's come out and said we can only do loanees, we can't buy any players. So is that the first real warning that the owners start looking down? They've got an outstanding manager. Who else do you go and get to take this job? He's come from PSG and he had pockets full of money. He's had to manage here in a more managed way, but still he needs to be given the back in. And I think the fans then will start to... Will they turn on the owner? Will they turn on the board? I think they'll put pressure on them, because, what's missing here is a financial investment from the owner. He's put millions of pounds. I'd like to see how much return he's had on the money he's put in. Those share value now, what's it cost him? 800 million pounds that he's put into the football club. How much profit has he made? Could he put some of that, please, into the football club? Because Chelsea, the team that we're up against here today, if you think what's happened in that period, we said how many championships, that's linked to, you could say, financial doping. They've had an injection of cash that Arsenal haven't been able to get near in that period since 2004. Maybe that's all Arsenal need.
But they had it under their roof, and he's gone, Usmanov, one of the richest men around. Well, he was here.
That's right.
He wasn't given the ability to take control of this football club. They had it. They had it here at their fingertips to have a Roman Abramovich moment. Gone.
I think Usmanov just went out of time. He wanted to take his story somewhere else, and Keown has bought his shares now, so he's the massive majority shareholder.
But it seems like there's quite a clear message coming out. And if you're an Arsenal fan, it probably is concerning, because it was only a few weeks after the deal was done that there was reports in the papers of emails being sent around to all the staff to say, we need to cut costs, we need to be careful about how we run every department of this football club, not just on the footballing side, but on the admin side and everywhere else. And then you've got someone like Aaron Ramsey, who wants a nice, juicy contract to match the likes of Mesut Ozil, probably, and the contract offer has been withdrawn. It now looks like a man who regularly captains the side is going to walk away on a free transfer, either in this window or at the end of the season. And then you're being told by the current manager that it's loan signings, not permanent signings. I mean, if you're an Arsenal fan, I don't want to give you too much of an own goal here as a former Spurs player, but from a sort of objective footballer's perspective, there's some alarm bells there for Arsenal fans.
No, there are, yeah, 100%. There's more than just one alarm bell. And I suppose, going back to Rio's point about Unai Emery when he very first took over the role, I agree. I don't think he'd have taken it over knowing that there was nothing in it, no way, no ability to improve this team come January, because I think in the summer, and even now, we're saying, well, what's the half-term report on Unai Emery? Now, he's had one window, which essentially was kind of last-minute stuff, bargain basement type, getting Lichtsteiner in on a free, getting Guendouzi, a young 19-year-old, for, £7 million, which is amazing business by the looks of it. So, yeah, Torreira, he did quick business, don't get me wrong. But we haven't had the ability to see what he wants to bring and who he's even identified as players. And I don't think, by the looks of it, we're not going to get to see that. So therefore, for these fans in this stadium, it is worrying. I think. Are they moving forward? I don't think they are. No.
The
in terms of that, players on the pitch, though, I have to say, I think they have moved forward from where they were last year.
Okay.
I think they're maximising what they've got, in the players that he has, but not all of them, some of them. The couple of the guys you just mentioned there, JJ, but is he? I just don't see any of the signings of the recruitment that they make. Are they like bigger and better players than what they had before? Like Oxlade-Chamberlain's gone, Theo Walcott's gone. Have they made improvements in the signings? Have they made drastic improvements on them players? Are they?
No, what they've done is they try to get rid of a host of players, haven't they? So they've got a smaller squad with a better group of, allegedly. I mean, Lacazette, Aubameyang. If you look at the top teams in the Premier League, I think most of them would go for those guys. That's not where the issue is. But it's one of them where I think Emery is now just starting to get into position. He knows what he wants, and he's letting the board know also. Look, we're going to be exactly the same as we were before with the previous manager. Just because I'm here and there's a freshness and a newness, I need to be given the reins and I need to be given that financial clout. You can't buy Leno as a goalkeeper and say he doesn't even make it into the German squad in the summer. He's not even third choice for the German squad. When everybody else, by the way, if you look at what Ederson and Alisson are costing major clubs, Arsenal, they're shopping in Harrods, and Arsenal aren't able to compete with these other clubs.
Where are they shopping? Give us an example.
I don't want to give an example because you might know where I do my shopping.
Would we? You shop in Harrods. We all know that.